Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslaus IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslaus did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslaus the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
Hey everybody, the Respiral here, and welcome to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Alright, new game. On Playline 2. I do indeed. The only reason I'm not doing it in Playline 1 is because that's where my actual main game is. And I don't want to overwrite that because I've got like 60 hours in the game. And that was 60 hours spent mostly focusing on the main quest. Pretty crazy. Anyway. This game is incredible. It's a very slow game, and to begin with, the start of the game is probably the weakest part of the game. Once you get through the prologue, the game actually begins and becomes a lot better. The early 15th century was a time of turmoil in the Holy Roman Empire, which had flourished under the late Emperor Charles IV, but now with his son Wenceslaus the Idle on the Bohemian throne, was falling into disarray. The king's inactivity angered many of the nobility, as well as his half-brother King Sigismund of Hungary, who decided to take drastic steps to restore the state of the empire or something. I didn't get to read it. It was a bit quick for me. It's also a beautiful game. And one thing I will say as well, this game has a lot, and I mean a lot, of information. It's got this, it's just a thing that's known as a codex, and it is quite literally like 200 entries worth of information to do with the history of what this game's based on. So like Silver Skalitz, 1403, that's where we are. But it's got so much information, it's crazy. But the reason I bring that up is because I've tried recording this before, but I wasn't feeling too well after about half an hour or so. But in that recording, I spent quite literally like most of that session just reading stuff once I got started, and I don't think I'm going to tackle it that way. The way I'm going to do it is play through the entirety of the prologue, and then when we actually get into Act 1, that's when I'll actually start reading all the codex stuff, which means that session, when I make it to the end of the prologue, or once I finish the prologue and start the first act, that's when it's going to be a very law heavy or history heavy session of just me reading a lot of stuff.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher.
Oh man. I was really blown away when I first played this. I know the game's got a lot of bugs.
How goes it?
It's still really good.
I should get it finished today.
Hey!
Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Yeah. Alright. There we are. Look at us.
Henry! Get up now. There's work to be done.
Mother. Get up or I'll come get you up, you slugabed.
Hear that? You'd better not vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
Oh, that was a lot of clicking. There we are. And so the game begins. So the prologue begins. The hell, that was weird. Well.
A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
By means of the first two choices in this dialogue, you will select your character's default characteristics. If you are not satisfied with them, not to worry, all characteristics can be further developed without limitations. However, there is actually a beneficial choice to be made here. Essentially, choosing any of the top three and just forgetting about strength is a beneficial build. The reason I say that is because strength is quite literally the easiest skill to, or attribute, whatever, the easiest characteristic to level in this game. It's incredibly simple to get to max level. Agility's not that bad. I think it all depends on the kind of weapons you use, raises that quicker. Vitality is also something that's fairly simple to level, whereas speech is the hardest. Maybe not hardest, it's the easiest to level because you don't have to do much but talk to people. It's hard, or time consuming, because it takes into the account whether or not the person you're talking to is a new encounter, or whether you've spoken to somebody with the same options before. So, for the sake of the playthrough, and speech gets you out of a lot of stuff, which is useful, I'm probably just going to go with a speech build to begin with, and then shape Henry the way I want him to be. Anyway, we were chatting in the tavern.
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern. Some wayfarer stopped by. He was telling us what's going on in the world, and, well, I lost track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
Okay. And I think the way I'm going to play the game as well is when it comes to the dialogue choices, I won't read them. Because 9 times out of 10, if I read them and then choose one, Henry says the exact same things that are written there. Like these ones he doesn't, but these are essentially just cutting down what he says. So there's, why would I be interested in sword fighting, teaching me archery, with Bianca, and what does it matter? Okay.
You think he's teaching me sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you, Ma.
Except I am.
All right, then, if you say so. I don't mean to pry, but you know your father takes a dim view of such things.
Oh, here we go. Have my friends been here? Oh, this is where I mean he'll say what he says.
Did Matthew and Fritz
There you
come
go.
looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere, as usual.
Should I say that? I don't really know much about those characters, though, so I shouldn't say they aren't drunks. I don't want to talk about that. Misjudging them.
That's unfair.
Really? So where were you until the small hours last night?
I was... with Bianca, of course.
You mean at Bianca's tavern? And who was there with you? No, don't tell me, let me guess. Matthew and Fritz. Well, at least you were with Bianca. You should hold on to that one, Hal. She's a clever girl. And invite her for supper sometime. Your father's very fond of her.
Of course he is. He thinks he'll be able to wheedle the secret of beer brewing out of her.
You're right there. You'd think he was planning to become a brewer in his dotage. Still, that's your father for you. At least he's interested in something, unlike you lot. You're too busy getting into mischief to do an honest day's work. If Fritz and Matthew carry on this way, they'll wind up swinging one day. You mark my words.
Oh, alright. I'm hungry.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Sweet. Okay.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was. And you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
Okay.
Do you need me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
Alright, alright. I understand. End of dialogue. Right. Oh, you can move around using these. You can also interact with the world. Yes. I don't want to look at... Actually, Codex. Here you go. This is the Codex. But the reason I'm going onto this is just so I can have this one be completely emptied. Okay, or not. Got a general. Boom. There you go, bitch. Yeah. Oh, it's because I need to do this. God, I hate it. There we go. It's all of it's been red. All red. All red. Huh. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot to this game, but with the tutorials, it will tell me when I get chance. Like when I start to do an activity that incorporates something, it's listed there. Either way, I want to do one of these. So, everything has a perk. Like, you'd think the main level would be where all your perks are, but it isn't. You have perks for literally every stat. So, like, once I get to a level... I think it's level... Is it level 2? Yes. You get strength perk points at every other level up. So, that's at level 1 currently. Once it gets to level 2, there'll be a perk available, and then you choose from all these. It's pretty good. Cinch Master. Whoa! Wow, you get that really early. Level 4, and Cinch Master is an incredibly useful one, but I might get Mule first. Either way, that's later. As for the main level perks, they all seem to be double-edged swords. They seem to have a benefit, but they also have a debuff as well. So, like, Ascetic is you'll last 30% longer without food, but as soon as you get hungry, the effects will be 20% worse, which I think just means your stamina will be lowered more. Because your stamina is representative by how much, like how hungry you are, or how much nourishment you have. If you aren't hungry, then you'll be fine. I'll just eat from the pot. I keep forgetting, I want to get a perk. There, give me Ascetic. This Knight Rider, stamina regenerates 20% faster at night, but 10% slower during the day. Slightly increase the sight, distance of fast travel, and also the chance of evading. A Wanderer, grew up in impoverished condition, so comfort of beds is inverted for you. The worse the bed, the better you sleep, and vice versa. So the better the bed, the worse it is. Yeah, I don't like half of these because they're bad in my eyes. Either way. What's Insomniac? Wait, so what's this? Increase the time you can do without sleep. Your energy levels fall 1/4 more slowly. That's actually a good one with no debuff. That is nice. Yeah, there's a lot of them. We'll go over them as the game progresses. Eat from 9 pot. Oh god, the noise. Right, now my nourishment is at 65. And there is such a thing as overeating. And if you overeat, you become sluggish and your stamina regenerates even slower than normal. It's... oh, it's great. Wait, I want this. I don't want to sit down just to pick it up, but I may have to. Oh, I am sitting down. Whoops. Why did it put me here? I can't even pick up the stuff there. Bullshit. God damn it. I'm just trying to take all the items I can sell them. And get money. I'm in the perfect place now. Hell yeah, lentil soup, more apples. This, when I first played the game, I was like, oh my god, is the entire game gonna be like this? It was quite painful, so I was like, holy shite, this is slow. But it's not all that bad. You don't find that many things that are just, you know, laying about on their own. So this is really the only time that you will do stuff like that. Although I do want to be a very nasty, a very awful child and steal everything we have. For no reason other than the fact that I want to. And also it gives me more stuff. It's not even food for nourishment, it's just food so then I have something to sell when it comes to wanting to sell stuff so I can make money. It's a good thing. And we have more of these. Onions and corn. Oh no, it's not corn, it's carrots. Oh. Well, what do you know? I thought I heard somebody open the door, actually. Oh, and it's a... is that just a hoe? I don't know if that is a hoe. And I'm just making sure I've gotten everything. Cabbages. Holy Christ, I'm going to be over encumbered. If I don't hurry up and finish. How am I doing in terms of? 47.7 out of 70. And also strength determines how much you can carry. I think it's 1 pound per level. Probably something like that. The grindstone. By the way, let's go and talk to our father. Hello, father.
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Ah, persuasion. Sometimes you need powers of persuasion to achieve your goals. When talking to people, you can often choose what kind of impression you want to make on them. You can simply use speech, which, however, is influenced by the reputation you have at that moment with the person you are talking to. In the Middle Ages, social status was paramount, so the quality of your attire and how well groomed you are, together with your reputation, can make a big difference to how people respond to you. If you look dangerous, people will be afraid to cross you, and will be more willing to assign risky tasks to you. That's influenced mainly by your strength and the deterrent effect of your weapons and equipment, but other things are also taken into account, such as bloodstains on your clothes. Interesting. You can sometimes rely on money to do the talking for you, you just have to agree on a persuasive sum. Bribing people works in the same way as shopping, see trading and haggling. In special cases, you can try any of Henry's other skills, e.g. horsemanship. It's not only the manner of persuasion that's important, but also the specific offer, because sometimes it's not enough just to choose according to your highest characteristics. You have to really read what Henry is going to say. But different approaches work on different people. You won't intimidate a tough brawler easily, and no matter how well you dress, you won't impress the nobility easily. That's because Henry's abilities aren't simply assigned a universal value, but compared with the abilities of his counterpart, you can see the values of the various abilities in the game under the corresponding icons. You can always see your own abilities. Your counterpart's abilities are visible to you if it's someone you know well, or if you are skilled at reading people. So if you've learnt the skill empathetic. And then that's the bribing, and how that works. Your total speech, charisma and strength at the bottom, the level of your reputation with your counterpart. And it's not just about stats though. The outcome is influenced by other factors, for example, your reputation, whether you're dirty or bleeding, etc. If you can't outdo the nimble tongue of a merchant, for example, you may want to poison him a little first, and then he will be easier to persuade. Or if you lead a guard away from his friends, he'll be easier to scare. It's all to do with the situations. So as I had to do some... well, my highest stat is my status, so sorry, I wanted to have a look around.
Sorry, Father. I was taking a stroll and lost track of time. Somehow I had a feeling I was seeing everything for the first time.
That's weird.
How, my...
Hey!
When are you going to get some sense?
What'd I do?
Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Alright.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Sure he'll be happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? Alright. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And ale. Stop off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that girl of yours. But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now, work won't wait.
Alright. Alright, cool. Most of the quests can be completed in different ways. Eloquence will help you win friends, and an inconspicuous person can totally avoid trouble, and if you'd rather not beat around the bush, violence can also be a solution. And then that was just giving me my tasks. So get the crossguard, get charcoal, and get Kunesh to pay up. So, Yannick and Yaroslav, I'm assuming is what their name is. Alright, Yannick, so, howdy fellas.
God be with you.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
Ew, his voice.
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzig, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and grip. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right. They're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Magnificent! Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
Indeed.
Certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
Hey! We got the crossguard for the new sword. Town Garrison. Yeah, we're going to be unlocking a lot of codex entries, but as I say, until the prologue is completely finished, I ain't touching it, because there's too much content to actually read. As I said before, it took me about 40 or so a minute, no, it was probably about 30 minutes or so, and I only made it through, like, 2 sections, so it's a bit crazy.
I hope it will go even better. Are you here to buy?
Find all the information about the quest in your log.
Or I'll have nothing to smelt the ore with, and the king won't get his silver.
Which king do you mean, Master Tobias? The one sitting in some godforsaken dungeon, or the one who holds the key to the dungeon?
These are strange times, strange and ill-omened. But since I serve our liege Lord Sir Radzig, I think you know the answer.
True, but where will Sir Radzig take the silver? Hardly to Kuttenberg. Now its citizens bend their knees to Sigismund.
Fortunately, that's not my problem. Perhaps Sir Radzig is keeping it at the castle until this old unhappy story reaches its end.
I only hope Sigismund doesn't get an appetite for our silver too.
Are you serious?
That makes 2 of us. But back to business. I'll need 3 wagon loads.
I see your people are working hard. You'll have it tomorrow. Shall we go and drink to the deal?
With pleasure, good man.
Alright. It's cool how alive the world is. I don't know, I've always found it incredible and very intriguing with stuff like that. Yo, Kunesh.
God be with you, Kunesh.
What do you want?
What do you want? Father sent me for money.
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
Pay for the tools.
You know you owe father for a lot more than just the axe and hammer. If he went to the bailiff about it, you'd be in deep water. At least pay for the tools if you can't pay for everything.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard. Get the hell out of here, or I'll use the axe on you.
Use the axe on you. Debts must be paid, my friend.
Look, I know things aren't easy. Your wife ran off, booze is dear these days, and you're as much use as a square wheel.
Damn.
It's no wonder you're short of coin. But a debt's a debt, and I can't leave here without something.
If I had anything to give, I'd give it. But I've got nothing, so leave me in peace, all of you.
Okay. Try and get the axe, hammer and nails back another way. I can get the axe back. If you want to sneak in somewhere, make sure no one sees or hears you. Whether you are seen or not depends on the light, your posture, and your clothing. Whether they hear you depends on the surface you are moving on, your posture, and your attire, especially footwear. I just want to take the axe. Kunish is right there. Come on. Up. Alright, I'll leave it. Oh. Yes, that's why I was crouched. I thought I was going to shit myself. Alright, I want to speak with Vanyuk. Do you?
Pip, do you want to learn something?
No, I don't think so. Thanks.
Suit yourself.
Oh, okay.
Hell to...
Oops. Whatever.
Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
That was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
Oh well.
No mother's happy when a son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. The world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Let's go, bro.
Yes.
Alright, I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
Alright. While you do that, I want to see if I can speak with a trader. There's a grocer. Where's a trader? Oh, here we go. That's a lock. Okay, so that's locked. Now, Vanyuk will take a while to get to where he wants me, so it's a bit of a pain. Trader! What's up? Let's talk trade. How much coin do you have? 80! Oh boy! What's this? Why do I have a torch? Where the hell did I pick this up? I don't have a clue. Oh my god, that's worth a lot. Quilted brown jacket. That does not... It's green. That's green. Oh. Oh, this is what she has. I'm an idiot. I was like, wait, why have I got so much stuff? So it's, I don't have a torch. She does. Right, makes sense. Right, you can buy all of my apples. That's 10. I'm just gonna sell all the stuff I have. Bread roll. Although, could be worth actually having 16. I'll keep 2 cabbages. Well, because I can eat 2 of them and then my nourishment will be pretty damn high. Got 19 carrots. Got me lentil soup. And me onions. Wow. So after selling everything, I get 35 groschen. I don't know how you actually say it. Oh well, it's not that bad, I suppose. Yes, check my basket and boom. Enjoy literally my entire family's, like, food supplies. So I'll say, where the hell's Vanyuk? What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, eat the cabbage. Eat. 60, 79, 95. Perfect. I've not overindulged. Oh, I thought he'd made it up there and was walking back down because I took too long. That happens in quests. If somebody goes to wait for you somewhere, and you take far too long to go and see them, they will just stop waiting for you and go back to what they were doing. Honestly, it's an annoyance when it happens, but aside from that, it's a really cool system, because it just makes you... It makes you realise that, even though they're only video game characters, they've made it so they actually have lives and duties to perform. It's really cool. Right, Vanya, let's do it. Now we get to see...
Can we get started?
The combat of the game in action. We can.
We can.
Good. And since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other, you can show me everything I've taught you so far.
Alright, dude. You got it.
Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
Okay. So I'm moving. Then you can press B to unlock.
Alright, alright. Now try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself.
Okay, so boom. And yeah. I have to do 5, don't I? Yep. There we go. Done. There we go.
The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
So, weak attacks tend to be faster and more precise at the cost of force. Stabs can be aimed at the face or at the body. Yeah, I didn't realise you could actually aim this at someone's face.